I need to get home. Greenlight Theater. Looks like the theater's still closed. Check the newspaper. The 313 Scoop, June 2nd of 2021. It's a lot to read. I don't think we're going to read all of it. But what's in store for the city's environmental future? Detroit is changing whether we like it or not. My neighborhood used to be dead quiet with almost nothing going on. It's like no one was here. But once business started coming back and folks started facing up homes, my block came to life again, says Terrell Anderson, a longtime Detroit resident. Yet, while it's true that Anderson's neighborhood has seen a boost in new businesses from upscale coffee shops to even the city's first tiki bar, this change hasn't been universal across the Motor City, particularly when it comes to enacting environmental justice for all. Daphne, Daphne, oh no, that's Daphne, so tiny. Daphne DeRoche, who lives northwest of Anderson's neighborhood, had this to say: I live in one of the most polluted areas of the city, right next door to one of the most gentrified. While others worry about where they'll get their morning coffee, I'm worried about if the air levels are too hazardous for me to go outside on my porch any given day. One thing all city residents need to realize, DeRocha argues, is that the city's industrialized backbone and lacking infrastructure hurts us all. But who it directly impacts depends on proximity, race, and place. There's no one person in my family without asthma, DeRocha says. If I had known that fate was predetermined for us, I would have never lived here. Ugh, are you kidding me? I swear I left this door unlocked. Geez, Grandma, can't keep a door open for nothing around here. Now I gotta find the right key. Fridge. Grandma, why'd you lock the door? I was only gone for a minute. It's not even dark yet. Dorothy, now you know an unlocked door is an open invitation to trouble. I've lived here long enough to know the neighborhood is changing. Whatever you say, Grandma. Hmm, I wonder what those papers are for. Speaking of changes, I keep seeing those cash for keys flyers everywhere on this block. You telling me some of them even have the nerve to call me? For everyone I block, 3 more replace them. Do you ever think about selling the house? Sometimes. But where else would I go? Somewhere whose streets I don't know? I've started over too many times in my life, and I'm too old to do it again. I thought old was a cuss word. Only if it comes from you. Right. Y'all millenniums. Millennials, Grandma. Millennial whatevers have no idea what we went through back in the day. Before we came up here from South Carolina, your grandfather and I were sharecroppers. We busted our backs on a farm every day, while the white folks who owned the land charged us more for rent than they paid us for our crops. We may not have been slaves, but if you ask me, it wasn't too much different. That's why when Carl got a letter from his cousin Eudes up here about some good paying work at the auto factory, we packed our bags, paid our debts, got a one-way bus ticket to Detroit, and never looked back. I swear, you tell me this story about once a week. That's because I need to remind you where you come from. I wouldn't have it any other way, Grandma. Wait, is Carlos here? Right now? Mm-hmm. Georgia dropped him off when you were out at the corner store. How about you go get him and bring him upstairs? Dinner's about ready. Fine. But when he gets mad at me for interrupting his Supreme Bash Bros battle, I'm blaming you. You talk like I know what any of those words mean. It's one of Carlos's favorite games, Supreme Bash Bros. Anything else there? All right. Featuring famous characters such as Kerbo and Iron Knight. Yo, Squirt, 5 more minutes? Nope. Grandma wants you upstairs now. Plus, you know how this place upsets your asthma. If you were a cool aunt, you'll let me stay down here a few more minutes. Too bad for you, I'm your only aunt, which automatically makes me the cool aunt. You're no fun, or Auntie Dorothea. No, none of that. To you and everyone else, it's Dot. D-O-T, period. Well, Grandma calls you by your full name. Yeah, because when have I ever been able to stop Grandma from doing anything? Now, come on. Please, Dot. Just a few more minutes? Go ahead, play. Go ahead, play. I want to be a nice auntie. Fine, but the countdown starts now. Still nothing. Oh, wait. Okay. Grandma keeps important documents in there. I'm not allowed in. Let's step back upstairs. Hold on, Grandma. What are you waiting for? Tell Carlos to come upstairs. I already did. I gotta go back and tell him again. No, that's so mean. 5 minutes is up. Okay, time's up. But it hasn't been 5 minutes yet. Tough beans, bud. Let's go. Smells like Grandma's world famous mac and cheese in here. Don't touch it. It's cooling down right now. Cooling down? You mean we gotta wait before we can even eat? I could have finished my game. Why do you want to hang out in the only place where mold grows on the walls is beyond me. The rest of the house is for you and Grandma. The basement is a place that's just for me. Lord, I guess they aren't kidding when they say history repeats itself. You sound like Hank back when he moved out in '86. I'm pretty sure a flair for dramatics is a family trait. Knock, knock, knock. Someone's at the door. You expecting anyone, Grandma? Heck no, not without a call first. Maybe it's that person Dot's been secretly texting all month. Shut it, you. Whoever it is, I know they better stop banging on my darn door. Don't worry, I'll get it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Who are you? Who said you could just walk in? Ah, hello, miss. Sorry about the sudden intrusion. But as I always say, an open door is an open invitation for new opportunities.
Didn't your grandma tell you to lock the door?
What you want, sir? That's a terrible saying. Maybe, but more importantly, are you Miss Mavis Hawkins, the owner of this lovely home? No. That will be my grandmother, but you can talk to me. I see. Well, my name is Michael H. Murphy III, and I represent a company called Hope Equity. We're investing heavily in bringing back this neighborhood, and we're willing to give you straight cash for the keys to this. Let me save you some time. I've seen the flyer, and we're not interested. But but this is a golden opportunity. We're paying above fair market value for distressed homes and revitalizing. Do we look distressed to you? How can you bring back a neighborhood that never went anywhere? Oh, uh, sorry, I didn't mean to offend. Miss Hawkins, if you let me explain, I'm sure your grandmother will come to understand. You mean what you said, and so did I. We're not interested. Bye.
Right? You told him.
Let's go see Grandma and get this mac and cheese. Can you believe that dude walking up on us like that? He's lucky I didn't. You think it's true what he said? That they're paying more than it's worth and in cash? Don't tell me you're actually considering this. I'm just thinking we could really use that money. I'm not getting any younger, and these bills only seem to grow every year. Fixing that water leak from last year almost put me out of my own savings. I thought you said you couldn't bear to start over again. Between Hank down in Florida and your sister in Georgia, sure I could find a place close to home. I thought this was home. Ugh, I'm going upstairs. You okay? I bet Grandma's mac and cheese will cheer you up. This conversation made me lose my appetite. Y'all can go on ahead without me.
Oh, come on. Let's go take a nappy now.
Stick to sleep. Nothing else does. Property taxes, repair fees, electric bills? I get that we need the money to pay the bill, but do we really have to give up the house to get it? But if we stay, does this mean we just have to keep struggling forever? Geez, I'm giving myself a headache. Maybe if I take a nap, I'll wake up with a clearer head. An open door is an invitation. I want a place that's just for me. New opportunity. Because when have I ever been to stop Grandma from doing anything? That was some nap. At least my headache is gone. My door is locked from the outside. Maybe one of my keys will open it. Well, I'm sure it's the new key. Wait a minute. Why is this key glowing? Does it want me to use it on this door? Well, here goes nothing. Right now. Uh, What the? How long was our sleep for? And who redecorated this place? Minimalism is so not grandma's style. Oh, I must have missed you coming in. Sir, we told you. You again? I don't believe we met. You're here for the open house yet? How do you like the upstairs so far? Open house? What are you even talking about? A 3-bedroom, 2-bath wonder. Great amount of space for a family. If you and your husband are looking to stop. Is he here with you? I'd be happy to chat with him man to man about the detail. You must be confused. This house isn't open. It certainly is, miss. Why don't you continue to look around? Better be quick with your decision, though. You're not the only one looking. I need to find Grandma and find out what the heck is going on. How are you liking the house? Okay. Got some grip. Where can we go down there? This door is closed. All right. And the space is barely covering that crack in the wall. Do you think we're making the right decision, Carl? What if things here are just as bad as they were at the farm? Even if things get bad up here, I don't think they could get much worse than what we left behind in Effingham. Wait, why are those voices so familiar? Wait a minute. Grandma? Grandma? Huh? Grandma? I ain't nobody's grandma. Okay, I've seen this happen in the movies. Just gotta play it cool. Don't tell me you have your eye on this place too. No. This home is yours. I live in the neighborhood and just decided to pop in. Oh, a neighbor? Well, it's nice to meet you, Miss Dot. Short for Dorothea. My grandmother named me. What a beautiful name. Your grandmother has good taste. Name's Carl Hawkins. And this here is my wife, Mavis Hawkins. Since you're from the neighborhood, can you tell us what it's like here, Dorothea? Well, things are a bit different now, but we always look out for each other here. I know everyone's name on the block and can count on them to have my back when I need it. Well, I'll take that as just the answer I needed. Me too. Sounds like the perfect place for us to settle down. Hopefully this Murphy fellow will stick to his word. This is the first house we've looked at all week that hasn't turned us away just for being colored. I assure you that I'm happy to work with your people, Mr. Hawkins. Why, I was just telling the young lady over there that it's a perfect home to start a family. I thought you said you were just passing through. I swear, I'm not interested in this place. What a shame. Mrs. Hawkins, why don't you think about all the delicious meals you could cook in this fabulous kitchen? While your husband and I talk business in the living room. But any business of my husband is mine too.
So, Grandma.
She's right. We'll hear what you have to say together. If you insist, I should go. Did you say you're employed at the auto factory? No, sir. Not yet. I'll be going down there tomorrow to see about the job. There's always a catch when dealing with you people. Lucky, this is a black neighborhood on the rise. I can make it easy for you to buy your dream home with the contract for deed, or you just make monthly payments. I'd make a decision quick if I were you. I'm gonna lose my mind if I hear another word. Need some air. I'm gonna take a walk and see how to get out of here. Let's take a walk. It's weird seeing the house for sale like this. What year? Kick this out. Okay. Today's newspaper. Okay, so it's not 20, I think it was 2021 our year. Now it's 1959. Detroit Daily Post. Your neighborhood could be next. Every house marked X is not occupied by black people. I'm broad minded, said one homeowner when blacks moved into his block. But a short time later, he panicked and sold his home at a loss. Today's Post, you'll read how speculators for racial change, how they use vicious tactics to force out the whites, and how one speculator brags that he could just bust your block in no time at all. Oh, wow. These papers are a little long. We won't go with the last paragraph. Let's go take a walk and get back. Wow, this is one heck of a dream. Who knew I could dream up something so detailed and historically accurate? The theater is still open? We can't go inside. Miss. Oh, it's you. You had me chasing you for nearly 2 blocks. If I was you, I wouldn't go any further. The neighborhood beyond this point is not for your kind. How about you come back with me to the open house? Wouldn't want you to get in trouble now, okay? I can find my own way back. Please, I insist. No, I insist. Well, let's head back, sir. Maybe I want to trust him, but this just sounds like the raw deal we had with old man making in his farm back home. I know money's tight, but I could do my sewing on the side to help out. We could really make this home ours, even if we just have to make things work. Yo, anyone ever tell you that you are one weird gal? I'm starting to think so myself. Any luck with a decision? We want the house, but that Murphy fella is just making us choose between a contract for deed or renting the place. Well, what's the difference? The way he tells it, we'd just be responsible for making regular payments on the house until the balance is paid off. And once that balance is paid off, the house is ours, free and clear. Only thing is, we miss a payment, then we're back to square one, and we could lose the house. Never mind the fact that it could take us between 5 and 50 years to pay the house off in the first place. I just wish we could get a loan, as if the bank would even let us in the door. Maybe we should find a place to rent nearby until money isn't so tight. I'm tired of renting, Carl. We need to put down roots. This is the only place that'll even take our money, and y'all heard what the man said. If we don't take it now, we'll lose our chance. Plus, there are other families just like us on the block. We won't be here alone. Dorothea, what do you think we should do? Better make it quick. Time's a ticking. I'm certain you two can make a great home here. We're gonna buy. They want to put down roots, but it's not like you can go back to South Carolina. You should buy this place now because it's the best you can do at the moment, even though the terms do seem tricky. I think you're right. Like I said before, I don't know why, but I trust you. Well, I don't, but I trust my Mavie, so I'll go with what you say. Wonderful, Mr. Hawkins. If you follow me, I have some paperwork for you to sign. I hope it works out for you both, Grand Miss Mavis. I know we're about to be neighbors, but I swear, you already seem like family. Would you look at that? I seem to have misplaced my pocketbook. Let me go look around and see if I can find it. Carl is right. You are one weird gal. Shouldn't go in there. Only place we can go is upstairs. No leaky ceiling. Maybe I can use this weird key again? Here's hoping I'm not as out of place this time. All right, back to the portal, I guess. This has to be a dream. I should sleep again. Oh, great. Even more bills? It's no use. I can't fall asleep. Things still feel weird. Maybe if I just go about my day, things will go back to normal. It's locked again. I guess I'll use that glowing key. Well, here goes nothing. Well, this place is different. I it could use some fresh paint and maybe a wait, is it a mouse? Oh, 1992. Urban renewal or urban removal. The redevelopment of public housing in Detroit could displace thousands. The Brewer Davison housing projects were first dedicated in 1935 and finally completed in 1955. Originally built to house almost 10,000 residents across six 14-story high rise, two 6-story low rise, okay, and several apartment rows, despite the city's consistent decline in population. The projects are still home to 6,500 remaining residents, most of them Black and 66% of them minors or young adults. And they are all at risk of losing their homes as the city plans to demolish the area to make way for a new community of family sized homes. Huh. Okay. Looks like somebody's getting evicted. Why can't I ever find my wallet? I don't know how you find anything with your head so firmly planted up your behind. Why do you want to see a movie about a serial killer in a project anyway? We live in a project. Yes, we do. And we can leave it too. Someone tell me why I married the most stubborn woman in Michigan. Someone's got to be realistic around here while you walk around with your head in the clouds. I know these voices. They sound like, thank goodness. Are you the babysitter? Mom? Do we pretend to be the babysitter? We'll go with the mistake. I think we'll go with the mistake. I mean, ma'am, sorry. I think you have me mistaken with someone else. Look, you want to make 10 bucks? We're out of options here. Long story short, I'm Evelyn, and this is my husband, Hank, and we're running very late for our movie. Relax. We're not that late. We did not just fight for an hour for you to tell me to relax. It's not for no reason. Me and Amos have a really good idea this time. You know what I think is a good idea? Taking the voucher they're offering us and renting a house that's closer to a movie. I'm tired of driving out to Farmington Hills every time we want to see a movie. Ev, what good's a house without a community? That's not home. Geez, I gotta take a walk. That man is driving me crazy. Please, come inside. Uh, are you all right? We've been fighting about this since we got the notice that they're turning these apartments into townhomes. They're supposed to be for the people who live here, but we all know how that goes. He wants to stay. I want to move on to something better. Simple as that. I've always thought living in public housing would be temporary. And then came our daughter, Georgia. And well, you know, life. Whoa, Georgia's been born already? That must mean I'm in the early 90s before I was born. Weird. The building is literally falling apart in front of our eyes. And good luck trying to get management to fix anything once it breaks. Now that they're demolishing this project, we have an opportunity to take a voucher and move on up. Something keeping Hank here. I mean, sure, we know all our neighbors and we all look out for each other, but we can find that somewhere else. Hank doesn't see it that way. His best friend Amos lives down the hall. Those two are always dreaming up new business schemes, and this time, Hank swears it's legit. I want to be supportive, but I don't want to be stuck here. If we move out, we're giving our daughter Georgia a better opportunity. Wow, I wouldn't expect you to be this stressed out. You seem like a super calm, under pressure type of person. At least from my experience. You psychic or something? If I freak out, Hank freaks out. You see why I want to go to some silly horror movie so bad? I guess you need the escape. Exactly. Hey, do you mind grabbing Hank from Amos's place? I need to calm down and maybe find this man's wallet for him. Man, this demolition stuff is bugging me out. What's the government calling it? Hope 6? I don't feel a lot of hope about them knocking down our homes. I feel that, but keep your eyes on the prize. We've finally got a winning game plan. Yep, that's that. Knock, knock. I mean, if you're really sure we could get jobs working construction here while they build those fancy townhomes. Yeah, dude, it's the law and everything. I was looking at those flyers that say the crews working here gotta hire people from the building. It's called Section 3. Can they not hear me? Better knock again. Knock, knock. I don't care how many sections they got. We both know these big real estate and construction companies break the law all the time and get away with it. Honestly, it's worth a shot for me. We need the money to start our business. Besides being a construction worker, it smells way better than sanitation. I guess I'll knock louder. You hear that? Who's that? Oh, right. The babysitter. Come in for a second. What's your name? Dorothea or just Dot? Huh? That's cute. Hey, miss, this is Dot. Come in for a second. I swear I put my wallet down here somewhere. Sorry to intrude. Evelyn, Mrs. Hawkins wanted me to come by and let you know she's ready to go. Can she wait a few more minutes? My boy Amos and I were just in the middle of a conversation. Okay, get this. You see how me and Hank, we got a natural rapport? I'm the funny guy and he's the straight man, the Abbott to my Costello. Who's Abbott and Costello? Abbott and Costello, as in who's on first? You know what? Never mind. What I'm saying is that when you're on third shift and the drive to work is funny as heck because me and Hank just riff off each other, laughing our heads off about anything and everything. When we're on first shift though, we're silent as a dormouse, listening to the morning news, but wishing we could hear folks like us just talking and having fun, even during the 6 a.m. shift. So get this. What if we recorded our banter and sold cassettes of it? People working night shifts could have their own morning show to listen to. And don't get me started on advertising opportunities. We could read ads for the local businesses. I can't believe you invented the podcast. Pod what? Nothing, man. Just know you're truly ahead of your time. I knew it was a great idea. And once we get hired working construction and we'll have the money to record in the studio, all professional, we can list HUD as a sponsor. What's HUD? Department of Housing and Urban Development. They're the ones who decided to knock the building down to revitalize it. I know what they could also help revitalize: my bank account. Well, good luck with all that, Mr. Hawkins. I think we should probably get back to your place. I guess you're right, Miss Dot. See you on the flip side, Amos. Smell you later, Hank. And I mean that literally, because we got third shift tomorrow. Hey, little lady, don't you got a baby to sit? Is it really so important to you to stay here? Listen, I know it's not anyone's American dream house. We all do our best to organize, keep it clean, do all the work that management doesn't. It's still a project. It's just, I've been here a long time and I know everybody I feel like if I leave, I'm saying all the time I spent here doesn't mean a thing. It's like, who said we can only find opportunity by leaving our people behind? Am I really just supposed to turn my back on Amos? Just like, got mine. See ya. I'm sure he'd understand. Yeah, maybe he'd understand, but I don't want to lose that connection. My dad always told me that the hardest choices take sacrifice. Your dad is right. I just don't think it's worth sacrificing a community. I mean, let me ask you, what does a nice neighborhood even look like? Somewhere you and your kids can grow without worry? For me, it's one where people take care of each other. And we're already doing that here. That got even more important to me after we had Georgia. I know why Ev wants to move to where the schools are better, but I don't want my child to be lonely. Don't worry too much about Georgia. I have a feeling she won't be lonely for long. You know something I don't miss, Dad? Not a thing, Mr. Hawkins. Speaking of home, I should get back. I still haven't found my wallet. Well, Mister, your wallet is here. Have you seen my wallet? I can give him the key. Oh. Thank you. Where was it? It was in your pocket. You dropped it on the ground. Why am I not surprised? Listen, I know we dragged you into this whole mess, Miss Babysitter, but I think we should stay in tonight. Maybe. We clearly have a lot to talk about. So, no $10? You still want it? How about this then? Who's right? Should we take the voucher and move or stay here with our friends and neighbors? Let's side with them. Let's side. Why not see what kinds of stuff you can make happen if you move? I like the way you think. I guess maybe our golden ticket is still out there. Thank you so much for all your help. I hope you can actually babysit little Georgia sometime. She is a real handful and stubborn too. She's a baby. Oh, right. Anyway, I'll see you around. Just know you're both doing a great job at the whole parenting thing. Anyone ever call you precocious? Yeah, my mom does. All the time. Is there anything else? Goodbye. I hope you can actually babysit little Georgia. Is there anything to him? Oh, thank you for your help. Oh, you're welcome. Sir. Try the door. Maybe I can use this weird key again. Here's hoping I'm not as out of place this time. All right, we're back in our room. I'm not even gonna bother sleeping this time. I see sparkly uh, picture. When did I dig out my lacrosse MVP trophy? Ugh, I still remember Phoebe, Rachel, and Monica making fun of my hair. Whenever I run into them at the coffee shop, they never say hi. No window. Not going to sleep. We will go check the door. Why am I not surprised? Third time's a charm. A storage closet? I can't even tell where I am this time. I wonder if my own time are still floating around in my family's history. The Interfaith Center? It looks different from normal. Between me and Rafi, we work so many hours. I'm afraid that Zizi will forget the face of her parents. And all this work, it might be for nothing if we can't find a place to live. Has Rafi said anything about the house hunt? Any places in the area give you a reply? A few places, but they never give a clear answer. Always something about not being a right fit for the neighborhood or trying to preserve the character of the area. I'm losing hope. That's the same garbage they told my mother when we moved here years ago. The community center helped us then, and we'll do what we can to help you. No matter where we're from, we immigrants gotta stick together. Thank you, Alma, for your graces. I know we should stay humble, but it's hard on our pride sometimes. Rafi's especially. He dreamed of coming here and building a home with his own hand. But we've done nothing but rely on others since we arrived. The community is only as strong as the people in it. And if we don't keep good people like your family in our, we aren't much of a community at all. That looks like my sister George's wife, Alma. Doc, I thought you were too busy with college applications to step foot in here. Wait, Alma recognized me? And what's this about college applications? Are you telling me I still pass as a teenager? Mission control to Space Cadet Dot. You still there? Uh, just thought I'd swing by. Having to boil my whole life down to a personal statement was giving me a headache. Well, while you're here, why don't you help out? You're not too busy to help your dear sister-in-law this time, right? I guess since I'm already here, that's the spirit. Let's go. I need you to organize these pamphlets for the event. Lay out the set you think is best and throw the rest in the recycling. Talk to me when you're done. Community potluck. Let's get rid of hope, equity. That it. All done. The table looks great. Thank you. Hey, we're getting ready for our usual Sunday potluck, and George is at your grandmother's house getting all the dishes together. Meet me outside, and we can walk there together. Are you Dorothea? Alma has told me so much about you. I'm Esperanza. Nice to meet you. It's Dot, by the way. Are you new to the area? Our family plans to make a home here. At least, we're hoping we can. It sounded like you need a place to stay. Right now, we're staying with my sister Alejandra. When she bought her house, Alejandra was so excited that she convinced us to come here too for the opportunity. But there was so much fine print that the seller didn't tell her, and now she can't afford the payments. She has to move to a smaller place, so we have to find our own place soon. Geez, that's rough. Rafi has been looking for permanent work ever since we moved here. But they take one look at his name and never give him an interview. I've even had a harder time getting work since I took his last name. Well, I hope things go your way. And welcome to the neighborhood. Thank you, Dorothy. Dot. I hope to see you around here again. Hey, Dot. Thanks again for helping at the community center. Now let's go to your grandma's house and help with empanadas. How can one property change hands so many times in a decade and keep turning a profit? Truly, a miraculous piece of land. Hey, Mr. Murphy, what brings you to the neighborhood? Oh, please, Alma. It's Michael. I was just admiring what I hope will be our future purchase. There's something deeply satisfying about an empty home, don't you think? Full of potential, ready to be made into a buyer's image, scrubbed of the past. By the way, have you talked to Georgia about finalizing the sale? She's thinking it over. You don't make decisions like that lightly. Ah, of course, of course. She's always been shrewd with finances, that one. I have faith that she'll make yet another smart decision and accept our generous offer. Just tell her to remember that the window of opportunity won't stay open forever. I'll be sure to tell her that. Much appreciated. As always, we at Home Equity are here to make your real estate dreams come true. Home Equity? Explain, explain. You're advertising all over the place, but what exactly is it that you do? Hope Private Equity? We make dreams come true by financing them. We invest in prime properties in neglected neighborhoods like this one. You mean you trick people into buying homes they can't afford, then eventually kick them out and jack up the price? I prefer to think of it as putting our resources to good use in underserved communities. Like my grandfather before me, I'm helping revitalize the neighborhood by putting good people in good homes. In fact, way back when I worked at the bank, I helped a family purchase this original property. That doesn't seem to have worked out too well for them. Yeah, it's too bad. But everyone deserves a chance at the American dream, don't you think? And now, another family has that opportunity. I hope you do a better job of making that happen for this family than you did the last one. We're all entitled to our opinion. Anyway, be sure to get an answer from Georgia. Like I said, the clock is ticking. Hey, Dottie. It's been a minute, baby sis. How's life with Grandma as a roommate? Pretty chill and quiet. Grandma isn't really the chit-chatting type. Georgia, why are you out here? Aren't you on empanada duty? You're just cooling down. No worries. I've got some exciting news that I couldn't wait to share. I talked to the real estate people and we're finally going to sell that house. You ever think about the people who lived in this house? Or do you just like to collect the check? Always with the smart mouth, this one. I've been sitting on that house since the auction, and it's time to sell. The foreclosure auction, you mean? If we play it right, we could get twice or even triple the price I paid for it. So you've made up your mind to sell to Mr. Murphy? Michael's lined up an out-of-state buyer who's willing to pick this up right away. It finally feels like the hard work getting this place fixed up has paid off. Our family is going to be one step closer to everything we dreamed about. What's with the silence? If we sell this house, no kid of ours would ever have to worry about going to college. I get it, Georgia. I really do. But I can't feel good about selling a piece of our block to some outside rich person who'll do who knows what with it. Not when there are people in need right here. If we want to start our own family, we got to think about ourselves here, Alma. But we can help the people right in front of us in our community. Did Alma did say that. You clearly have someone in mind. I've been talking to the Tawfik family at the community center. They're good people. They have a bright young daughter with a promising future. Everyone else has turned them away. You want us to give up our dream to help some people we barely know? Georgia, that's not. They're immigrants, first generation, trying to make it, the same as my family was. They have no roots here, and nobody wants to take a chance on them. It's always like that. They're good people who deserve a chance like my family got. Let them rent the place, give them a home. Your family made it here because they worked hard. This family can do the same. It's not our job to make that happen for them. This home, the money I've put into it, it's the fruit of generations of labor. My grandmother's, my mother's, and mine. If we blow this chance, we don't get a new one. Isn't it our responsibility to give back to the community that made us? My family didn't do this on our own. We came up with the support of everyone around us, and we need to give that support to others now. I think that. Oh, you think? You think what, little sister? Do you have some secret ancestral knowledge on this situation or something? Please do share your wisdom. I didn't mean to. It's just that. No. If you're going to speak up, then speak up. You need to help the Tawfik family. A home is made of more than one family or one house. And we need to let people like them know they're welcome and looked after if we want to keep this neighborhood one worth living in. Glad to see the value of compassion isn't lost on you, Dot. I think I'm going to get one of those empanadas. It seems like you two need a moment to yourselves anyway. All right. Feel free to clean up some of the dishes while you're at it. Always ordering me around, I swear. Let's see if this key can get me back to the future. I mean, present. Oh, we might be back. Why is it after every time I come back, I'm not sure if I helped them make the right decision? Wait, the key has stopped glowing. Am I back home for good? Can't nap. Oh, I look out the window. It looks like the Tawfiks moved in after all. Okay, well, let's try the door. Ah, leaky ceiling, no key. Dorothy, what are you doing downstairs already? I thought you were sleeping. I wish. Well, there's still some mac and cheese if you want to reheat some. Ah, that sound. Was that Carlo? Did he go back into the basement? Yes. That boy just won't stop going down there, even if it kills him. I should go check on him. Carlos, what happened? And what is that awful smell? What are you doing down here? I thought I told you not to. Everything is ruined. I couldn't save any of my games. Forget about the games. Come on, we need to get you upstairs and get your inhaler. I don't want to go upstairs. I didn't even want to be here. How can you even stay in this house? Something's always falling apart every other week. Carlos, we can talk about this upstairs. Let's go. Grandma should just buy a new house. Mom does it all the time. Why can't Grandma? She could buy a house where I could breathe. Carlos, I hear you. I really do. But we have to get out of here right now. Come upstairs and we'll talk about it. What in God's graces has been happening here while I was gone? Carlos, are you okay? Yeah, Grandma, just out of breath. I think a pipe burst or something while Carlos was in the basement playing his game. He was knee deep in sewer water down there. Boy, I told you not to play down there. It's bad enough that we already live so close to the industrial plant and their smog. You and I might have been able to get by, but all this is clearly affecting Carlos's asthma. With how old this house is, well, what are we gonna do? Just put a bandage on everything until something like this happens again? You know your grandpa Carl used to be the one to fix things up, Dorothea. It's just been so difficult since he's passed. Grandma, are you honestly okay with staying here? No. You deserve to live out your best life, and I don't want you to have to spend your years in a house that's falling apart. Do you know what we went through to get here? This house wasn't always our home. Y'all know the start, but not the hows and why. Before me and your grandpa left South Carolina, we only had enough to survive our present. But we wanted to build a foundation for our future, so we decided to move up here to Detroit. We walked into this house one day and ended up buying this place. Had us thinking it was a good deal, but there's always finer and finer print. That good deal kept biting us, kept us from any plans we had to improve this old place. Too many friends had the bank take their homes, and I swear, we spent too many nights worrying ours would be next. But we can't say we spent a single dollar towards anything but our family's future. So they really listened to my advice. Years passed, and we had Hank, and then Hank met Evelyn. Your mom always pushed Hank to be better and do better, which is why they left here to live in their own apartment. Even though he'd never admit it, your dad's ideas kept getting bigger and bigger so that he could make Evelyn's dreams come true. And what were Mom's dreams? To have a home of her own? A place where she and her family could feel safe? I know Evelyn doesn't talk about it much, but that girl spent a lot of her early years in the struggle. That's exactly why she was so adamant you and Georgia never experienced the same. Evelyn convinced your dad the suburbs were the place to find opportunity and success. Can't deny that they helped y'all come up razor sharp, but I missed you so much. Wasn't always easy making the trip up there to see you and your sister, but your parents never seemed happy. They made enough in their savings to buy that timeshare down in Florida before you had even finished high school. So this wasn't all a dream. I really went back to the past. No matter how it turned out, your parents gave y'all everything. You and Georgia had your own home, and your sister even ended up selling houses herself. George, ever the opportunist. Be like that, your sister's just like your daddy. Success for her is success for the family. I guess you're right. Georgia's always been something else, though. Maybe it's because she was old enough to remember back when your parents lived in public housing. But she was near righteous about making sure she and Alma were better off. Remember when she wanted to sell that house next door? She only gave up on selling after Alma talked some sense into her. Decided that it was about time someone else got the opportunity she got. that the pie was big enough for her family to have plenty and share too. Glad she did, because the Tawfiks are good people and good neighbors, always helping out and with a smile too. That ZZ sure grew up to be beautiful. I bet she's off at camp for the summer. Last I talked to her mom. I wonder, is it space camp? It's a messy story. I know. It wasn't always clear to us what was right. It wasn't always clear to us what was right. But it got us all here. We struggled for our place and put down roots for y'all to grow. Grandma, I appreciate the history. But why does it matter how long we've been here if we can't stay here because it's falling apart? Dot, you've been quiet. Don't you have something to say about all of this? After all, it's your house we're talking about. My house? What do you mean, my house? Child, who did you think was going to get this house after I'm gone? I figured Dad would get it, or even Georgia, since she's the oldest and a real estate whiz. You know your dad couldn't stand these Michigan winters again. And Georgia's asked about it once before. Lord knows she's been dreaming for years about what she could do with the property. But I want to give this house to someone who calls it a home. Grandma, I don't know what to say. I never imagined. Well, start imagining. After hearing all of this from you, I'm staying in
My house.
I've thought about it, and I can see how hard everyone worked to get us here. At the same time, doesn't it always seem like we're constantly on the edge of achieving our dreams? Everything we want is always right out of reach. And with this neighborhood changing and the city ignoring the neighborhood's problems, it's only going to get harder. That's why we should stay. We don't fight for the neighborhood we love, then who will? Selling this place means leaving it for people who see our neighborhood as collections of profit, not people. The housing might need some work, but keeping a home and community going will always take work, and it's worth it. If that's your decision, then I respect it. It's about time I handed the keys to the next generation. Do you remember the door in the basement? I keep what's important in there. Inside that room was a lockbox containing the deed to the house. It's yours now. I told you, this place was always going to be yours. You'll need this. What are you waiting for? The deed waiting for you in the basement. I still can't believe it. I can't believe I've never gone in here before. All right. Wow, the deed to the house. I wonder what the future has in store. Today is the big potluck over at the Interfaith Community Center. And of course, Alma is leading the charge. I know I'm not in the neighborhood as much these days, but geez, I'm always put to work as soon as I'm back. It's just, we really wanted a place that was ours, you know? Grandma may have given me the keys, but I'll always see that house as hers. So I moved out to the suburbs and got a place of my own. It's close to work, and we're trying to start a family too. I guess in some strange way, I'm continuing my family legacy of making homes of our own. Though sometimes I worry if I made the right choice. I hate that Grandma lives up in that house alone. These days, I'm teaching at the charter school, preparing the next generation for greatness. It's a nice job. A charter school with plenty of resources. The kids are well behaved, too behaved, honestly. I guess I'm used to classrooms where kids are allowed to be kids. Speaking of kids, I haven't seen that nephew of mine in a long time. Carlos barely comes to visit Grandma. That new nonprofit architecture job has him working day and night. Not that he minds. He's constantly saying what they're doing is big, making housing affordable for tons of people. Will she put that much enthusiasm into this neighborhood, though? Still, I miss him. Dot com. But I'm thankful for you guys stuck it out with me at Cafe Jade. It has been a fun night. I enjoyed my time with you all, and I hope that we get to do it again.